So on this problem, we're looking at two different samples, restaurant X and restaurant Y mean service time, and we're asked to construct a specific confidence interval and calculate the lower bound and the upper bound. So you can do this by hand, and you can walk through the question help and find the equation, or you can do it in StatCrunch. So if I open up the data, I can copy it to StatCrunch, so I can open it in StatCrunch. Go ahead and do that. And then here, when I go to the statistics, I'm going to look at the t-statistics for one sample with data. When I do that, it says, okay, what do I want to look at? Do I want to look at X or Y? If I look at X, I'm going to scroll down to the confidence interval for the specific problem, and this specific problem is 0.95. It might be 90% or 80% or 99%. So you need to change that accordingly and compute. And that's going to tell us the lower limit and upper limit. So round one decimal. So here the lower limit is 160.7. So 160.7. And the upper limit was 196.2. So 196.2. And I can check that. The next thing it's going to ask us to do is find the 95% confidence interval for restaurant Y. So I'm going to statistics. I'm looking at t-statistics, one sample with data. So what data am I going to look at? I'm going to look at restaurant Y's data. Go down here to the confidence interval of 0.95. And I'm going to compute it. And that's going to give me the statistics for the lower bound and upper bound right here. So that's going to be 139.98, but I'm going to round that to one decimal place, so that's going to be 140. And then the upper bound is 167.89, round that to 167.9. So check the answer there. And then I'm going to compare them, and you can read through there to compare the results. Looking at here, the 95% of all times fall within this interval, and 95% of all times fall in this interval. So then you can make some kind of conclusion based on if there's a significant difference between the mean times of the two restaurants. So hopefully that answers your questions on looking at creating a confidence interval given data points. If you have any more questions, please let me know.